the deep above that no one can overcome. Luke 16:19-31. Read the story yourself. There was a rich man without a name and a poor man named Lazarus. They both died, Jesus says, but was not treated the same after death. It may be that they thought, as so many today, when I'm dead, I'm gone from all consciousness, what a relief. I do not have to account to anyone for everything I have done in this life. It could also be that they had the same faith in a good God who would forgive them everything they had done in this life. But it did not go that way. The rich man regarded all his wealth as given by God, and perhaps he also thought that he himself was quite capable of making money. He was entitled to live every day in splendor and splendor. Beautiful villa, large cottage, expensive motorboat, and some townhouses with inflated rents. So the working families who lived there had enough to get paid the rent. At his factory, he always made sure to push wages down as far as possible. There should be a profit. So the accounts looked good. Everyone considered him very talented and looked up to him. He was also a good man. If a worker in his company stood without a roof over his head, then he could provide him with an apartment in one of his properties. He and his family were also often seen at church services. If he met a collector from the Salvation Army, a fiver always fell into the gun. When he saw a beggar on the street, he thought, he could just take some work. He himself is to blame for his poverty. The poor often prayed to God for help for the day and the road. The rich man did not know that prayer at all. He lived a biblical life and always thanked God for his blessings. We must live in faith and thank God, then we will get more. How stupid can one be, he thought when he saw the poor man. But then they both died, and discovered that they were not dead at all. The poor man woke up, and saw some angels coming to meet him. They took loving care of him, even carried him, and they flew into a glorious place of peace and blessing. And there was also the biblical Abraham. He was a kind of boss there. No angels came after the rich man. Suddenly he was in a place with a vicious atmosphere. He sensed that he was missing something. The consolation he found in the service, the shrug he received from the priest, who proved that he was a good man and on the right path. That feeling was gone. The priest had said that heaven and forgiveness were safe for him. He thirsted for a word of the God of peace. He was really in pain and distress. Suddenly he caught sight of the stupid beggar in front of him. He was well, and he had never enriched the world with anything. He had then just nassed the community. And the rich man thought, how many workers I have not taken care of. I have been a good citizen. I do not deserve to end up here, and it is unfair that this lousy and unwashed person ended up there. God must have been wrong. Abraham cried out to the rich man, let me get over to you. There has been an exchange. No, it is not there, Abraham replied, and moreover there is a throat between us which cannot be exceeded. Shall I be here forever? Cried the man. Yes, Abraham answered. Can't my life be lived about? Give me a new opportunity to live my life about, the man said. That possibility does not exist, replied Abraham. Then send Lazarus over to me so he can dip his finger in the water of life and lick my tongue, said the rich man. Also this is impossible, replied Abraham. Then send Lazarus back, as a ghost, repeat. If nothing else by a spiritualistic medium, with a message to my 5 brothers so they do not come here in this place of torment. It is also impossible, Abraham replied. Yes. But do they have no option at all? Yes. Abraham answered. If they want to believe Moses and the prophets, that is, the message of the Bible. then they have an opportunity not to end up where you are now. That was what you would not listen to and believe, Abraham said. That's why Lazarus is here. He believed in the message of the Bible. There is a great divide, an eternal divide between the world and God's born-again people. You meet it in newspapers and books, in words and deeds, in television and movies, on the internet, etc. Everything you let yourself be filled with forms your personality for life after death. It determines which side of the abyss you should be on. One goes hunting while the other goes to church. The young girl goes beaming to the ball of joy, while the other lies on her knees and prays for the soul of the ball girl. One has collected unfair goods without remorse, while another has got a penny too much back in the supermarket and has a bad conscience. The divide is already here on earth. We choose for ourselves where we are to be in eternity. Job 3:18. He that believeth on him is not condemned. He that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed on the name of the only begotten Son of God. So who's the dumbest? The rich man or the beggar? Where do you stand in your life course? Where are you going? Your answer determines your eternity. Amen.